Hey there, Caitlin Magic here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made my iron spider claws. Now in this video I'm actually making my version 2 claws. If you want to see version 1, I'm going to put a picture right here. And if you want to see version 2, here's a picture of that. So when I first made my version 1 claws, I only had about 2 days to make it. So if you're looking for a design that's a bit simpler and quick and easy to make, I would recommend going with that. And I will be explaining in this video how I made that, but if you want to go for the one that has a bit more detail, that's what this video is going to be showing. And I've had a lot of people requesting for this tutorial, which I really wasn't expecting, but I figured since it's a pretty simple build that doesn't cost a whole lot of money, then I should really just go ahead and make this video. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to start off with listing a few materials that you're going to need for this build.
You will need 1/2 inch PVC pipe, 4 corner pieces, a pipe cutter, T-shaped PVC pipe, or 3-piece and a 1-piece you can connect. This is confusing, but I'll show a video here of what I mean. I'm not sure if the T-shaped one actually exists, so I have these 2 pieces which I combined together to make a T-shape. You'll also need contact cement, heat gun, thin craft foam, a Dremel tool which is optional, scissors or an X-Acto knife, primer, example Plasti Dip or whatever you prefer, gold spray paint, small googly eyes. I recommend that you would watch the entire video first before buying all the items that you need. It's good to watch it first and read the captions before you start to work. So the first thing that you're going to do is cut into your PVC pipe. The length of the pipe depends on how large you want your iron spider claws to be. Now, I'm a pretty tiny person, I'm only 5'3", so the 4 pieces that will come out directly from my back are about 18 inches each. The shorter pieces that connect to that, the ones that will stick out in front of you, were about 16 inches for me, but you might want to eyeball how long you want yours to be. So cut out 4 short pieces and 4 long pieces, making sure that they're even with each other. You can cut the PVC pipes however works best for you, whether that's with a saw or a pipe cutter, but I used my Dremel tool just because that's what I had. After the pieces are all cut out, we're going to cover them in thin crafting foam. If you're pressed for time or don't have as much foam, you could skip this step, but I like the look of the claws when they're covered in foam, and it makes the whole thing look a lot more uniform. Make sure to put on the corner pieces when measuring how much foam to cut out to cover your pipes. For the longer parts, put corner pieces on both sides of the pipe. For the shorter pieces, you only need to put it on one side. Lay your pipe down on the foam and make a line where you want the foam to end. After that, lay the pipe down on the foam and roll it until it's completely covered. Then make another mark there and continue it with the roller again. You can then cut that out and use it as a guide for the next 3 parts. Repeat the same thing with the shorter pipe, but with only one corner piece attached. Don't forget to label your pieces. The next step is to glue the foam onto the pipes. I used contact cement for the whole project. Make sure when you apply the glue, you're in a well-ventilated area. You cover both the pipe and the foam in contact cement, wait for it to completely dry, and then put the parts together. You can cut off any excess that you have. Next, we're going to work on the corner piece details. For this, I hand drew all of the details, so I'll try to figure out a way to digitalize it for you guys to print and cut out. For this little detail piece, I traced a googly eye and then traced a smaller googly eye inside the circle. I cut it out and then glued the smallest googly eye inside the foam circle cutout. Next, we're going to make the template for the 2 stripes down the sides of the pipe. I'm not sure if I'm going to include this pattern because it really depends on the length that you make your PVC pipes. Measure or just trace the length of foam cover and make a stripe that's 1/2 inch thick. This strip of foam will go from one end to the other on both sides. These pieces should be double the thickness, so you can use 2 pieces of thin foam on top of each other or 1/2 inch thick foam. Cut one diagonal line at the end of the stripe so that the corner pieces fit on well. Then glue them down on the pipe on opposite sides of each other. You can also use one to cover the seams of where you covered the PVC pipe. Next, print and cut out the detail piece for the pipes on thin foam. You're gonna have to cut out a lot of these. I think I made about 200, If your claws are bigger than mine, then you'll probably have to make more. Then you're going to glue them down on both sides of all the pipes. This is a bit confusing, but for the shorter pipes, place the pieces going up from the corner cut on both sides. You don't really have to have the details going all the way up to the top because it will be covered by the claws anyway. For the longer pieces, the details can be facing either way as long as it's the same on both sides. I just covered the entire pipe with contact cement and the backs of the detail pieces so it's easier to place. Next, we're going to be making the claw bits. Go ahead and trace and cut out the template for them. You'll need to cut out 8. Add glue to the top curved part of the claw and attach them together. Make sure to only attach it by a small section. Glue that to the shorter pipe. Then we're going to cut out a part to cover the bottom as shown. For this small part, I just traced it on a piece of foam and then glued it. Then I used a Dremel tool to curve the claw top and round it off a bit more. This part is optional. Next, we're going to prime it. I would recommend using Plasti-Dip, but you can use whatever works best for you. The gold spray paint I used went on a bit thin, so I sprayed a layer of white beforehand. Now for the complicated part, the harness. For this, I did a really bad job, honestly, and I wouldn't recommend it, but it was the only thing I could do on my island and it worked for me. I took a thin belt which I used for the arm loops and kind of just wrapped it around this 4-piece PVC pipe. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be much help for the harness part. I had a really limited amount of supplies that I could work with on my island, so I kind of just made do with what I had, using wire to secure the belts onto this 4-piece PVC pipe that I created, and then I insert the iron spider claws into that. But here's a final look of how everything looks put together. Again, I'm sorry I couldn't help with the harness part, but I hope that my templates and everything else helped you build the actual iron spider claws.
And that's the tutorial. I hope that this video has helped you in making your very own iron spider claws. And I'm actually also planning on cosplaying MJ Iron Spider, well, once I hit that goal over on my Patreon. And I'm sure that I'm going to be making videos of me building that more complex set of Iron Spider claws. If you want to check out that project or support me trying to hit my goal, please go head over to my Patreon. I post a lot of videos like this and tutorials every month. It's just Caitlin Magic, and there'll also be a link in the description. And also all my other social media is Caitlin Magic. Easy to find, Instagram, Facebook. I don't really do Twitter, but I do have a Twitter. I don't really do it. I don't know. But anyway, thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!